Hey, what's up? I made a Threads account. I'm enjoying it, honestly. It's like not super popular, so you can post your work, have a higher chance of people seeing it, I think. And also it's just a nice change of pace in the type of content I make. So I made this post and it was essentially it's like a celebratory or something, kind of a hype train where I made artwork for just kind of like for joining the platform. And this was really inspired by this user, Oscar Draw. They're a great artist. I highly recommend following them. There's a bit of a story with this scene. Long story short of it is that I ended up having to make it on a friend's computer because I didn't have access to Blender by when I wanted to upload it. So I ended up making it on a friend's computer using some 3D scans that I got from Polycam. And I think those really saved the day. So here's the file. Here's kind of like what you get out of it. First things first is in the original version, I did have a actual human model, but obviously in the free version, I can't just give that away. So I made a little, I don't know what, I made this. So that's what you get. It's good enough, I think, from like the angle and the distance that you see it. So you can swap that out with whatever you want, apply texture to it, or just use it in your other scenes if you want. But yeah, essentially the scene is mostly comprised of this one asset. It is a scan I did of this rock wall, and I'm probably going to be releasing just like a pack of photo scans of rocks and things like that. I think they're just immensely useful, especially for, as you can see, for scenes like this, for just creating a quick cave or something. Like you have so many angles of this texture, so many like little areas you can use and reuse. But you'll get this is the scene that I made with those assets. So it's really just one scan used over and over again. It's got some variety. I just kind of like used it here for this part specifically. I thought this part with like the little steps looks really cool, and then flipped it around, moved it over, and just used different parts of it so that where the camera is looking, you can't really tell that it's the same asset. I just wanted something where a figure is looking at this giant logo for the for Threads. I also added these little like loops, and those are just basically cylinders that are squished and then parts of it are cut away. And I think they have a subdivision surface modifier on them. And then I just reprojected the texture of this rock back onto them. And I actually think that it can be projected better. So like if I select all of them, let me try something. Nah. Now the texture is like kind of broken because it's a photo scan, so it's not gonna work like the way that it should. It's not just a flat texture. Let's go into the rendered view real quick just to kind of see what's going on. Just these like random half circles are like mimicking the shape of the logo to give it some visual consistency and also make it feel like, you know, in some way part of this world as much as I can. And also just to move the eye around. I really believe in using shapes and color and light and all these kind of things, design principles to really move the eye around, like your eye around, like the audience's eye around. All of these kind of lead towards the center and curve and the way the light hits it. It was really fun to set up, but yeah, it was mostly just photo bashing and asset bashing and trying stuff out. I did end up taking this into Photoshop and giving it final touches, but my process for it is pretty similar to like some of the other processes that are out there. So I'll just leave a link down to the one that I kind of got the most inspiration from. It's a bit of photo editing techniques, and then also like, you know, I have a background in digital art. I'm a digital painter, so I use my tablet and like smudge brush and painting and things like that. You know, there's not really much more to it than the video that I'm going to link in the below. But yeah, so you can definitely get this file, and I'll leave a link to that as well, where you can download this file. It's free. You can get the asset, pick it apart, use it what you want. I would recommend just taking this wall asset, saving it, and then using it for your own renders. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. So if you like this video, like it, leave a comment. If you have any suggestions, things like that, subscribe. I always appreciate it. The second half of this video is just going to be a time lapse of me making this. I think I kind of explained it, what it is, but you can stick around and watch the time lapse of it. I'll put on some nice tunes, or you can mute it, swap in your own tune. It's up to you. And then I'll have a bit of at the end where like you can see some of the Photoshop process that I was talking about. That's it. Okay. Thank you. I'll leave you alone. Have a good day. See ya.